Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum salam. So we have Abdullah, Ridwai, Aisha, Aswar, Akram, Andali, Fahil. Very good, you're back. Haris, Gibran, Harun, Hassan, Rija, Saad, Taha, Wahab. Okay. Wait a second, I just have to close the window. Come back. Okay, where is Mikhail? Mikhail is not here today, I think. Abiha. Seriously, Abiha? Are you with me? I think you're traveling, but you joined the class. Very good. Okay, my voice is clear. Can you hear me properly?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, so what is the topic of today's class? Anyone know?
Prophet.
Prophet, Fahil. Okay, you said that thing, prophet. What is the meaning of prophet? Tell us about it.
The meaning of prophet is like a messenger of Allah, and like Allah sent them down to prove to us that like Islam is like a religion and we should believe in it on like the reasons of it.
Okay, very good. Fahil said four things. Prophets are sent by God, first thing. Second thing, to preach us about the Islam. Very good. Third thing, he choose someone from the human beings, from us. He used the term, Allah choose someone from us. Okay. The fourth thing, what is the fourth thing, Fahil? Just forget.
They give us reasons why we should
Okay,
believe.
very good. Fahil said something, the fourth thing is they give you the reason. Okay, so that means the Prophet is sent by Allah. Okay, accept it, because this is a fact. We cannot deny that thing. And second thing is that the Prophet are actually among from us, like they're human beings, not any other creature or any other like angels or something like that. Okay. The third thing is that they preach us, and the fourth thing is that they preach us with the reason or something like that Fahil stated. We will come to verify and analyze each of the one claim that Fahil has did in this class. But before that, I want to hear something else from anyone else. Taha, are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. Taha, you have to speak loudly because I think your voice is very low. So, do you agree with Fahil? If you do, then why?
I agree. It's just because that's what I've heard most people tell me. That's what I've been informed by most professionals.
Sorry, Taha, you have to speak loudly. I think there's a problem with my speaker. One more. Yeah. Speak loudly.
I do agree with him because it just makes sense that it's from the prophets, because who else is going to be there to teach you about Islam? It has to be sent to you from Allah, and nobody else can start.
Okay. Okay, Taha. So Taha is completely agreed with the Fahil and said actually we needed the Prophet. Taha added one thing, that we needed the Prophet. Then Allah sent the Prophet. And then when he sent, he chose someone from the human beings, and the duty of the Prophet is to preach and with the reason. So now we have I think 6 points in our class regarding the prophethood. Okay, anyone else want to add something in this, what Haris said and what Fahil has said? Taha said. Haris, do you have something new? Haris, are you with us? Come on. Yes, we cannot hear you. Haris, you have to check your mic. I think some problem with your mic. No worries, you will come later. Imana, are you with us? Imana. Whenever I just say someone, just unmute your mic instantly, fast, and answer it. Don't take too much time. Okay? Imana, are you with me? If you are with me, unmute your mic and answer my question faster. Yeah. Are you with me, Imana? Okay. Gibran. Come on, Gibran.
Yes.
Yeah, say something. Do you agree with the Fahil and with the Taha?
Yeah, I agree. But,
Mm-hmm.
I I don't really have anything more to add to what they said.
Okay. So they are saying actually, they are saying that we need the Prophet. Why we as a human being need a Prophet actually? What is the reason of that thing? Like I'm the human being, I know what is a good, what is a bad. I can suggest myself that you have to be honest in the relations. You have to wake up on the time. You have to open the shop and sell the goods and the product honestly with the purity. Um, you have to wear the proper clothes. So these all these things, we as a human being know that thing, and we know how to create the new things. Like we know how to create the cars, how to create the airplanes. We have that knowledge in our mind to change the world, to rethink and create the new world, all the facilities. We know the internet, IT, all these things we are even doing now. There's no profit present in recent age. So we are doing all this thing with ourselves, with our mind. So then after this, why actually we need the Prophet? Why Allah decided to send the Prophet to us?
Because at at that time in those places, people didn't know about Allah or about like they were worshiping uh, other gods or like other like they were worshiping something else, or they were like not really
Okay,
following like doing good. I guess.
okay, Gibran. Class, Gibran is saying that the reason of sending the Prophet is that in that age, the people are doing something wrong, like they're worshiping the idols or doing something, whatever Gibran has mentioned. So this is a reason, because that nation needs someone to come and correct them and try to teach them and preach them what is a true. Okay, Gibran, my question is that even though people are doing the same thing nowadays, so where is a prophet? Gibran.
Oh.
Do you think a need of
So
profit in current days, even though peoples are doing the same thing, as you said?
I don't think so because there are enough people that know what to do that they can tell the like spread that message to the other people that don't know.
Okay, so Gibran is
I
saying
think,
that, yeah, okay. Who's thinking? Fahil, you're thinking? Who is thinking?
yeah, I thought
Oh,
that, I think because, like, in the old times, God sent them down because nobody, like, even knew about Islam at that time, and people, wouldn't, like, nobody would used to believe, so God, Allah sent the prophets down so like the prophets can explain, and they like it was like if somebody wanted to like say agree with the prophets, they can agree, but also the people that didn't want to agree, they didn't like they wouldn't be forced to agree. But like nowadays, it's like the same thing. The people that still want to believe can still believe in Islam, but
Okay.
nobody can like force them to believe.
Okay, Fahil, what you are saying actually, you are actually agreeing with the Gibran and saying that at that age when Allah decided to send the Prophet, actually that in that age the nations at that time required that from Allah to send someone to correct their mistakes and all this thing. And after that time, when there are the companions and the followers of Prophet, so they spread around the world. So that is the reason that Allah is not sending the prophets anymore, because the message of the prophets are still, you are saying that still here in this world, right, Fahid?
I mean, like the prophets might like not be in the world right now, but like what the message they told us is still in the world.
Okay, so the same thing you were saying, there's a no need. Okay, now I think I have to uh, wait a second. Okay, I have to compile all the points that we get. The first thing is that people need a prophet. Why? Because there is some problem with their habits, and these habit has to be changed, and Allah sent that prophet to preach the people, to teach them regarding the paths, which is wrong, which is right. Okay, when the prophet came, Allah selected someone from the human being. Okay, no worries. Then they start preaching with the reasons. Okay, we will accept that thing. We will discuss that thing in detail, that what reason actually they did in front of the society. And then Wahab said that at that time actually the people need something. So I questioned to the Gibran, yeah, that even though nowadays you can see there are many criminals in this world killing the people, there are many thieves in this world stealing the things, there are many bad peoples with the bad behaviors yelling and fighting with each others. So even though we need a prophet nowadays, but Fahil replied that no, actually what prophet did, prophet spread his message, tell to the nation that what is it true and what is it false. So the message of the prophet is still here in this world. So that's why we are not required. Like if you give if I give you the example, like I have one printer in my house. Okay, so I'm using that printer. So after some time, I'm feeling there's some defect or problem inside the printer. Okay, so now I have the two options. I have to call to the call center or the helpline to tell me that how I can fix that thing. So there's a one person who is sitting on the desk in the office of that printing shop, and if I call him, he will reply me with his own voice, with his own thoughts. Okay, I have this is one option. The second option is that I have a manual in my drawer, and I can take it out and I can read it what problem I'm facing. So it's written, if the blue light is blinking, that means your internet is not connected. So do you think if I can read that thing and solve that problem from that guideline, do I need to talk to someone? Mm-hmm.
Can you repeat the question?
The question is, Fahil,
May
it's
I
a
answer?
very long question. I have to read. Okay, who is saying yeah? Who is saying
Oh,
yeah?
you don't need to.
Uh,
You don't need to talk to him.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
Wahab
don't
is
need to
saying,
talk.
I saying no need to. Why? Wahab, like maybe I'm not satisfied with the thing, and maybe like if the problem is solved, then okay, it's not needed. But if the problem is still there, then
Then maybe you could call somebody.
Okay, Wahab is saying, then I have option to call someone. Okay. Anyone else? Taha?
May I add something?
Yeah, sure. Come on.
So while you were asking the question, I just wrote down what my thoughts were. I think that at the time of prophets, there wasn't really a rule book as to what told us what was right and wrong, but now there is one after the last prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's known as the Quran. So every time we need like to see what's right and wrong, we can just look towards the Quran, and that's why we don't need prophets anymore.
Very good. So Taha just explained the reason of the example, why I stated that example. So just for example, I'm not saying that it's true. For example, like printer is actually some problem that I'm facing, and calling to someone, that means I want someone to solve that problem. So that person I'm calling is, just for example, he's a prophet. And the manual book that I have for that printer is actually Quran. So do I need to call the Prophet and talk to him if the problem is written in the Quran and I can easily solve it by the Quran? Very simple question. Fahil, can you understand now? Fahil.
I don't think you will like.
Okay, carry on.
You'll need.
There's no need. Okay. Akram, what do you think? Do you? Okay, Fahil. I think there's some sort of problem at your side. No worries. Okay, we have to go to Akram. Akram, are you with me?
Yes, sir, I'm with you.
Okay, tell me, Akram, do you agree with the Fahil, with the Taha, with me, or you have something else to say?
No, sir, I think all of you are correct, and that what Fahil, Taha, and you, sir, said are all true.
Like everything the Prophet like
Okay, Fahil, wait a second. Fahil, wait a second. Akram is saying something. I will come back to you. Okay, Akram, carry on, continue. Okay, you're saying that you agree with the Fahil. Why you
Yes,
agree,
sir.
Fahil, Akram? Why you agree? Like you think that what I'm saying, that if you have a manual with you, there's no need of Prophet, right?
Yes.
But the thing is that, Fahil, Akram, the thing is that if I call to the call center and I talk to him directly, and then he will tell me the instruction what I have to do, I have the sufficient evidence that I'm talking to the guy who is sitting in the office, and I have the number of him. But when I see in the booklet or in the manual, there is a one doubt, that is it that manual is a right manual, or someone created that manual himself? Because if I call him, so I have no worry that, and I can talk to him easily, and I can communicate with him, and I can ask him, and that is a physical person who is sitting in that office. While I have a manual, and I'm not sure that who wrote that manual. So in that case, do you think it's good to talk to the person directly? Oh, but if I'm not talking to the person, then I have to make sure that the manual is the original manual, right?
Yes, you have to make sure that the manual is correct. Like Prophet Ismail, Allah descended a book to him, but after a while, after Prophet Ismail died, they started making copies of it, but they were all like wrong.
Okay, okay. So, do you
it's
agree? Okay, Fahil, come on. Fahil, come on. Say something. Okay.
it's like all like things were written down in the Quran, but it's not like that everything was like written down. Sometimes like Allah also said like you have to take some things from like the Quran and then like like think them up and then find out like what like the right thing will be. Not like everything.
Okay, Fahil. Okay. Now debate is going somewhere else. Now Fahil is saying what Akram said, like if you are thinking to act according to the manual, you have to make sure that the manual is original. So I will come back with the question towards the Taha and Wahab and Gibran, that how we all are too sure about the manual, like the Quran or something, any religious scripture, that this manual is original. Like we are saying we didn't need the Prophet in current age, and Allah stopped sending the Prophet because we have a manual in our hand. But we have to make sure that this manual is the original manual. If there is a problem in the manual, or it's fabricated, or someone changed the thing, then we have to call to the call center and talk to him directly, to the Prophet. So this is one question. The second question is that what Fahil gave a turn to the debate and said, sometimes you go to the manual and try to find something in the manual and you did not find that thing. You did not find the solution of that problem. But it doesn't mean the manual is not capable to answer your problem. But the thing is that you are finding something in the manual which is not written. And manual describe that I will not guide you regarding this problem. Okay, make it easier. But I have a problem in my printer. And it's written that when blue lights blink, that means your printer is connected with the internet. Okay. Now, I have a printer, but there's no light blinking on it. All like there's no light. And I'm finding in the printer, in the manual book, what happened if there's no light blinking on the printer. And Fahil is saying, you will not find that answer maybe in the manual. Why? Because it's obvious. If you didn't put the cable of the printer in the socket, the no light will be blink. So this thing is obvious. It's a natural thing. It's a rational thing. You have to plug the printer first. So it is not written in the manual that you have to plug. It's obvious. So if you will go to the manual and find that problem, manual will not guide you. So if the manual will not guide you, it doesn't mean that the manual is not capable to guide you, but it means you're finding something wrong in the manual. So there are two things. Wait a second, because I'm feeling some problem with my laptop and my manual told me that we have to charge it. So wait a second, I'm coming back. Okay guys, wait a second, coming. So this is a socket. I have to put this here and okay. So here it is. It's charging. Okay. Are you with me, guys?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So we are talking about two things. What are they? I just forget. Sorry. Tell me, anyone? Wahab, come on.
So your first question was asking how do we know if the manual is authentic?
Okay, give you a comment on that. Give you a comment on that. We will come to the second question later. Okay, Taha, what do you think? How we are, like, we are saying that we have a manual. Gibran said we have a manual. But you are so sure. Have you seen that the company, when manufactured the printer, he give the manual to your hand at that time when he's giving, how you make sure? Because We are saying the manual of the guidance is a Quran. And who is the person who gave that thing? The Prophet. He is 1400 years ago did that thing. So how we are sure about this? Taha, come on.
So the first Quran was written, and you know for sure that that one was authentic because it came from the Prophet directly. And then you have the modern one. So if you compare the very first one and the modern one, if it's the same, you can just simply tell if it's authentic or not.
Taha has something very serious. He's saying that if you want to analyze anything and verify, so what do you have? You have a Quran from the age of the Prophet, and you have a Quran nowadays. So if you want to analyze that this manual is true, just to verify that thing with the older one. But my question is that, Taha, how you will verify that that copy that you are claiming belongs to the Prophet is actually the same copy that people wrote at that time?
Well, basically, like, what you could...
Sorry, Fahil, sorry, just coming back to you. I'm just asking for Taha. Coming back to you, Fahil, sorry. In 1 second. Taha?
I don't understand the question completely.
The question is that you are saying you want to verify, if you want to verify that the manual is true that we have in our hands, we will verify that thing with the older version of the manual, which people are thinking has been written in the age of Prophet, and we will verify both the manuals. If both are same, that means we are sure enough that this manual we have in our hand is a right manual. My question is that how you will verify that manual that you are claiming that this is an older manual 1400 years ago has been written by someone, how you will verify and tell the world that this is that actual manual that has been written? Maybe someone say, oh, you have a manual and you are claiming that this is 1400 years ago, but this is also fabricated. How you will verify that one also? So,
people who wrote that first one, they would most likely, you can assume that they were pretty serious about it. So wouldn't you assume that those guys at the time would have made sure that it was authentic too, like that it was the same?
Like if I just tell you something in your ear, no one is listening, just say, Taha, that we will verify that Quran that we have 1400 years ago from some scientific method. Like there is a scientific method. I just forget what is the process of that thing to know that how much older that scripture is. There is a one process.
Carbon dating?
Yes, carbon dating. Very good. Carbon dating, Saad. So with the carbon dating, if Taha you are saying that with the carbon dating, we will prove that thing that that this is an older version, has been written 1400 years ago, and we have a latest version. Both are same. What do you think, Taha? Is it a sufficient evidence?
Yeah, because you did it scientifically, so it's a fact that that's the original one, and then if you compare it and it's the same, you can just...
Okay, Saad, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree with what they're saying. If we can just date it and make sure it's during the right time, then it's correct. But
okay,
I do have one question.
Okay,
from what I've heard, the Quran, the book itself, wasn't written as it was being revealed to him. It was revealed to him, and then he had people memorize it, and then they wrote it.
Very good. So Taha,
that was
Saad,
after he passed away.
Very good, Saad. Taha, Saad is actually challenging something else. So now debate is just going out and in and out. The prophets are very much far from the debate now, and we are actually talking about the manual. Okay, Taha, Saad is saying we Muslims believe that that manual we are claiming that 1400 years ago, that manual is also written after the Prophet. So there is maybe some mistake by writing something. So from the carbon dating, you can prove that this manual is an older manual and this is a new. But even though we believe in the age of the Prophet, the Prophet didn't like wrote that thing, people after him try to write it. How you counter him, Taha?
If
How
you
you counter
memorize,
Hassan?
wouldn't everyone memorize the same thing? Like, say there's an audition and you have to memorize the script, you would memorize the same thing, and once you present it to the judges, it would like still be from.
Okay, Taha, get it. Taha is saying, even though if the Quran has been written after the Prophet, but we believe, and as you said, the people are still memorizing that thing. So is there any mistake in that older version? The people at that time of that age probably will correct it or tell them that this is a mistake, because this is not first time that they're writing something. So they also have the and many people at that time also memorize that. So there's a uh, no option of a mistake in that version. Okay,
I
Rija,
would
are
like
you
to
with me? Fahid, okay, come on, say something.
like another way to tell is like, for example, like Taha said, like if you wanted to tell, like say one of them is written like there's something different in it, and then there's another one that has like the same things in it. Like obviously the one that has like more in it is gonna be like the truth, because like more people that memorize are writing that part of it. So maybe like like the guy that wrote like the like changed something by accident. Maybe he's wrong, and the people that wrote like a lot of the same things are probably correct.
Okay, Fahil is coming with something else. He is saying, even though if you find something different from that version and that version, you can go to the people and check with them. Maybe they have some sort of version that Allah has granted to the Prophet, but Allah himself changed something. So the next version or the next manual we have has something else. So we have to verify that from the people who memorize it. Okay, Rija, are you with me? Rija, are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me one thing. Tell me one thing, Rija.
I agree that if you have two copies and you're not sure which one is the old one and which one is the new one, you can use carbonation to see which one is the oldest one. And whereas like people memorizing it, as the
Mm-hmm.
Quran was revealed to the Prophet, he told people to memorize it, and those people, so it wouldn't change. Every person who memorized it, they would have the same thing memorized. And then once the Prophet, he passed away, those people, they wrote the same thing. So if by accident someone changed it, you still have maybe a few other people who have the same thing written. So you can see which one's right and which one's wrong.
Very good, Rija. Saad, Taha, Haris, Wahab. Rija said something marvelous. She said, if you want to verify that the manual you have in your hand is correct, no need to verify that thing from the scripture to the other scripture. Why? Because when that manual was initiated, it was not initiated with a one copy to the second copy and then reprint. No. At that time when the Prophet was initiating the manual, hundreds of thousands of people were listening that thing at that time. And these hundreds of thousands of people transfer that thing to another hundreds of thousands of people, and then the millions, and then the billions. So the fact is actually transforming from the number of people, and that type of number of people which we believe they cannot fabricate anything. Okay, make it easy. Like I'm saying that Abraham Lincoln was a founder of US, right?
No.
Okay, who else?
No.
George Washington.
George Washington.
Okay, George Washington. George Washington. Okay.
President or founder?
Okay. If we are saying that George Washington was the founder of United States of America, do we have to verify that statement with a book? We have to go to the Google and find the Constitution, and if it's written on this book, then we will verify. Or we will just go around this, like I verified that thing now. How? With your people. With you people, I just verified that fact. We have 17 attendees in our class right now. I didn't went back to any scripture or any manual or any evidence in the book and verify with the what do you say, Saad? What is the process that we have to verify how much older the page is?
Carbon dating.
Carbon dating. So I didn't find that fact with the carbon dating or something else that George Washington was a founder of the United States of America with something paper written. No, I just verified that thing with the number of people sitting in front of me. Why? Because that news that the George Washington was the founder of US is spread around the nation at that time, and that nation and that generation of that time transferred that thing to the other generation, and that generation transferred to the other generation. So now after 2 years, you people, you just tell me something and I learn that thing from you, and I have sufficient evidence that you all people here, 17 attendees, cannot lie together, cannot fabricate the thing, cannot change the thing, because you're all living far away. You cannot all get together and change that fact, and you all collide to that decision that you have to say something wrong to me and tell me that the George Washington was the founder of US in spite of the fact there is someone else. So this is the rational way to analyze and verify that the manual we have in our hand is actually the right manual. So how we can analyze? We will go to the street and ask someone, do you have a Quran? He said, yes, show me. I will go to the US, in the mosque, in the Dallas, in the New York, in the Washington, in the Phoenix, in the somewhere else, Philadelphia, and collect the Quran from all over my manuals, and maybe I can ask someone, because it's not only written. There's hundreds of thousands of people living in the world who they already memorized, and I can just verify from them. So there is no chance, not even the 0.01% chance that the manual is fabricated. Why? Because the generations are transforming that manual to the generation, and it is not possible to communicate something fake and lie to the generation and by the generation. Is it clear now?
I have a question about that.
Okay, come on, Saad, with your question and counter.
If that's true with Islam, then why isn't, because from what I've learned, for example, the Bible was changed drastically during ancient Rome and parts of England. So why isn't that true for them? Because they have millions of copies of the Bible that say one thing, even though the original Bible didn't necessarily say that.
It's because the person who changed it was like somebody who had control over people, what they follow people. Like some kings at the time, they deemed it like different from the original, so they changed it, and they had the power over everyone else. Like,
yeah,
what they're...
I saw
Okay,
that.
Very good. Taha is, I want to contribute with the answer of Taha. First, you have to know one thing, that the Bible is the collection of the two things. One is a history that has been written by the human beings. This history is not word of God. That means it's not a manual original. There is the manual inside the Bible, and there are some notes written by some customers. I have a manual for my printer. It's written that you have a blue light, you have to see, but I just write something to remind myself something else on that manual. So that means the manual and my notes are different. So the Bible is actually the collection of two things. There is history and there is the Word of God in the Bible. But the thing is that the nation, we know that fact, that we have, I think, 4 or 5 different versions. And there is some differences. That means the generations did not transform that thing. As we know that in the age of when the Jesus was alive, the Bible was not compiled at that time. People wrote that thing later after that. But in spite of the fact, in the life of the Prophet Muhammad, in his life, thousands of people have already written and already memorized. So that means when you are transforming something from the beginning of that thing, the people are doing and struggling to spread that message and keep that safe. But in the Bible, they did not did this thing, and they actually merge the Word of God with the history. So that is the reason. That's why we are saying we cannot claim that the Bible is actually the true Bible. And the second thing is that the Bible we have nowadays in this world is actually the translation from the original one. And that original one also differ from the different parts. So the nation did not transfer that manual to the generation by the generation. Saad, is it clear?
Yeah. I've heard that before. I was just wondering what everyone else thought about
So
that.
this is a read. This is a read. So this is the first question, that when we are saying the manual is here and the prophets are not, that mean that we are sure and we are ready to believe that fact that these manuals are true manuals. So if we believe that these manuals are true manuals and we have a sufficient evidence of the generation telling us that thing, so that thing we did not need the prophet in our age. This is one thing. What was the second question? I just forget. I remember.
I don't remember.
Okay, no worries. Abdullah Qadwai, are you with me?
Yes,
Why you are so quiet today? Tell me that thing.
I don't really know.
That means you're boring, right?
No, I've just been thinking about a lot of stuff.
Like, just share something with me, no worries. With the class, maybe Saad can solve your problem. Come on.
I was just thinking about like school, just stuff about school.
Scope of what?
Just I don't really know. I've just been thinking about different stuff here
Like you're
today.
thinking about the same topic that we are talking, or thinking about something else?
I was thinking similar topics.
Like, do you have any, like, if you're feeling some problem, what we come until now to the conclusion is that we had started that we human beings need a prophet for our
Yes.
guidance. Okay, when we were saying the reason of sending the prophet is actually the people are suffering from some problem. Okay, so the second question, I raise the question towards the Saad, then if we have the problem, so why the prophets are not coming today? So he answered, and the Taha contributed, and Fahil added, and the Haris said, and the Akram also said that you want to solve your problem. So you have a manual in front of you. Why you are calling to the helpline and talking to the person? So then we are talking actually about all these facts. If we have a manual in our hand, we have to be sure that this manual is true and original. So we come to that decision by the logics and by the rational evidences. We can say to the world that the manual we have in our hand is actually the original manual, because the generations are actually proving and verifying that. So anything related to that you are feeling, Abdullah?
Um,
Not really. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I don't really feel anything about that. That's similar to me.
Okay, very good. Anyone else want to say something regarding this? Imana, you are quiet today. Gibran, Saad, Wahab. Any question regarding that? That the evidence we have in our hand is actually the true manual. Haris?
No, sir.
Okay, Akram. Why Akram? I think you just left. Okay, the second question was that we are saying, yes, I just remember. Taha, Fahil said that when we are, okay, the first thing is clear that the manual is original. But the second thing is that I'm going in the manual and finding something and there is no guidance in the manual for that certain problem. So that means the manual is not sufficient, one thing. And the second thing is that with every printer, there is the new manual. Why? The technology is changing. So if we have a manual in our hand 1400 years ago that had been written, all is changed. So we are still following the old manual. Like I have the iPad in my hand and the manual I'm following is the manual of 1988 very old and slow computer, Pentium 1. Taha? Saad? Wahab? Can
The
you hear me?
problems
Could you say the... Oh, my bad.
Okay.
uh,
Come on.
It's become a bit more complex, right? Like they're just like the problem is still like the same at the core, and you can still find an answer in the manual, and but you just have to you just have to apply it to the situation at the time being.
Okay.
Like if it says, like if the old computer tells you how to fix the Wi-Fi connection in one way, and it says look at like look at the server or something, and then the new manual, the new computer, you have to. There's also a problem with the Wi-Fi, so you can just like see what's wrong with the server, but it might not be the same problem, but you know where to look for the answer. Like you in both.
Okay. Very diplomatic answer, Taha. Very good. Okay. Taha said, like the manual actually did not guide you to the certain problem. It just give you light towards, like it just give you the protocols or the parameters or the guidelines or just a light so you can solve the problem by your own means. Okay. Anyone want to add? Saad, do you agree with Taha?
Yeah, I have to. Yeah.
Okay. Gibran, are you with me? Fahil, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree because like not everything is like gonna be like stated right there like whenever you want sometimes it's gonna be like like when you pull details out and then you make like an idea out of it, like you pull the details out and you make that idea. It's just like that. And Allah said like say the thing is not in the Quran and you like try your best to like find out what you can do, but still like it's the wrong thing, but you think it's like the right thing, but you try your hardest to find it out, and it's not in the Quran. So Allah will forgive you, but you have to like try your best to find it.
Very good. So Fahil said you have to try to get your guidance from the Quran, even if you did something wrong, like with your mistake, even though there's no problem with that, Allah will give you the reward because your intention is right. So the manual guide us with the topic related to the manual. Like if I want to find that my microwave is not working, should I open the manual of my printer? Tell me.
No.
No, not
Sir,
at all. Yes, come on Akram, say something.
Yeah. So if you cannot turn on your microwave doesn't work, you have to find the manual for the microwave. You cannot use.
Very good, Akram. I cannot use the manual of my printer. So that means if I'm suffering from the problem of my life and my death and my ethics and my morality and my worship, then I have to go to the religious manual. But if I'm feeling the problem with my car, I have to go to the workshop. I want to find something on the Google regarding to the car and find some other manual. So when I will go to the wrong manual and try to find my problem in this manual will not guide me at all. So the answer of that question is that we have an old manual 1400 years ago and world is changing. So the answer is that in that 1400 years, world has changed in what? World changes the human being, his behavior, his problem of death. The problem is who is feeding him. The problem who is blessing him. The problem what is the end of life. The problem if I'm doing something good, who will give me the reward. No, these all things are still similar. The change is in the facilities. Like we have electricity nowadays. We have a laptop nowadays. We have air condition nowadays. So no worries at all if the thing in world is changed, because my manual I have, the older manual 14 did not guide me regarding these things. It guides me to the problem that man has facing even now and even that time. So if we are going to find something in the manual, we make sure that we are finding the solution of the problem that manual is claiming that I have the solution of that problem. So the manual of Prophet, they did not claim that how you can drive the car. No. How you spend your life. This is the topic of their manual. So what we have today, now we are coming towards our topic. Actually, we already covered all the thing, but just to answer and make sure, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Now we can.
Yes. Yeah, it
Okay.
was loading.
Here is the topic. Prophets. It's written prophets. Who are the prophet? Very simple. Prophets are the personalities that are chosen by the God, nominated from the God. Why the concept of prophethood? The answer of that statement we have already covered. What is the concept of prophethood? To preach. Why? To that sort of people. Why prophets are not in the current age? Because we have a manual of them. Okay. Are prophets from among us? Yes. Why? Because they want to tell us, they want to guide us. If they are robots or any other creature, how we will believe them, how they can communicate with them, how they can tell us the example, how we will believe that they are chosen from the God. So we know the person who is living with us and he has no sufficient knowledge to tell about the history and about the future. There is some God who chosen him and then he sent him from us. Okay, third question. Why are not women chosen as prophet? Oh, this is something hard. Okay, come on. Tell me. Why?
Because
Come on, Fahil, say.
because it's like the prophets were different. Like a lot, like say we're not like even near to their respect, because like we easily get irritated, we easily get mad, and they like no matter people said to them, they really wouldn't like be like angry at them. And for us, it's just like someone just has to say something and we'll be screaming at them. And then like no, and then if you do that, then everyone, like if you want to preach, and then everyone will be like, first change yourself, then tell us what to do. So like that's why Allah choose the people that
I
are like
have to do,
really
okay,
like.
very good answer, Fahil. But I have to go to the girls because that question is related to the women's. Abiha, are you with me? Yeah, come on, Saad, say. Taha, you want to say something?
Yeah, so I think at the time when prophets were being, like, not currently, but at the time, people they underestimated women at the time, unlike today. So that back then, women didn't really have a voice, so people would more likely listen to men than women, and Allah knew that fact, that that's what was going around in the world. So so
Mm-hmm. Taha,
people would.
Taha, okay, okay. Um, I will not comment on your answer. I will comment on it later. Just keep your answer with you, okay? I'm coming back to you. Wait, I just want to go to the women's here. Anyone?
I think it's because um, women weren't really as strong in the past, and they saw male or like men were more powerful than the women. So Allah decided that people would listen to guys instead of girls.
Okay, Mana. Very good. We will analyze your answer, but we get your point of view. Okay, we're going to Rija. Rija, are you with me? Do you
Yes.
agree with Imana?
Yes, I agree with Amana that back then, like 1400 years ago, women might not have been what they are today. Like people might not have respected them, or
Like if like
men.
if Allah, my question, Rija, if Allah decided to send the Prophet in current age, do you think He will choose the some woman for that thing?
I think he might because back then, like women didn't have that like they didn't have a place in um like they didn't have a place of how they are today. Like back then, they might have been not like underestimated, but and men might have been superior to them, and people might have thought that okay, so a woman is going to tell us all of this stuff. I don't believe her, or who is she to say that? And they might have believed a man more that okay, so I might believe him because he probably knows what he's talking about, or he's had more experience than probably a woman has. But like in the current situation, both men and women are basically equal now that both of them like now it's not that men are more superior, it's that they both are equal. So I think Allah might, if there was a prophet nowadays, Allah might have chosen a woman.
Very, very good, Rija. Imana, Rija, Taha, you all are, and Fahir also, you all are on same page, and I agree on that point because, you know, uh, like I have a question. I want to counter you. What if Allah sent the woman as a prophet, as a messenger, to show that thing? The people are not treating them, treating the woman as equal. So Allah may counter that thing and send the prophet, send the woman as a prophet to show and to ensure and to prove and give message to the world that you have to give the strength to the woman and just choose the woman and just send. Why Allah did this? Mm-hmm.
But like
Rose.
at that time, like people like we said like there wouldn't like be that much like believing to them. So like no one would like kind of like pay attention, and then like there wouldn't be like a reason to send the prophets then. So that's why like Allah sent like the boys down.
Very good, very good. So the answer is that if Allah like choose some woman as a prophet and send her in that age where there's no respect for the woman, so first women have to struggle to make sure the people will accept her as a woman. So the aim of her struggle will be to ensure the role of woman in the society, not the message of Allah to the society. So she has two roles to do. As a prophet, she has to preach and tell the message of the God. But before that, she has to do all her struggle to prove that she is eligible to be a prophet. So those two things are not possible at the same time. So I agree, completely agree with that rational approach of Imana, Rija, Wahab, Fahil, and Taha, that this is the reason why Allah did not choose movement. Steps to education through prophethood. We already know what Prophet did. Actually, Prophet preached them. How preached them? With the evidences. Which evidences? We have said Prophet came to remind the fact. That means the original message is actually present in your subconscious. So he just came to remind it, refresh it. While you're using the system, it's hang. So what you will do, restart it. You will refresh it. So that means he is not initiating some new fact. The same things, the knowledge that Allah granted in your mind, this is true, this is bad. He just reminded. So, and the last point is what? What is the difference between Nabi and Rasul? We will take up this topic later because it has some complications and a bit longer, and we will inshallah verify with the example what is the difference between. Don't worry, it's a very small difference. So, but the basic concept, what is the need of Prophet? Why Allah sent the Prophet? Why today there is no Prophet? Why Allah did not choose a woman as a Prophet? We, alhamdulillah, covered that thing. If you have any question regarding all this, come on, say it.
My question is like, you know, like at that time, for example, like when the Prophet started talking like about like the religion and like like how did they make, like, for example, not like all of the people believed, so like so if they were like, so didn't like the people would like try to like stop him, and like how come like all the time the Prophet was like able to like then soon like at the end everyone started believing at the Prophet, like how come that was it? Like first they didn't believe, at the end they started to believe him.
The reason is that when, like, okay, I will give you one example. On the first day, when you went to the school, on the very first day, if teacher tells you that welcome to school, it's your first day here, and today we have some chit chat, we will not read anything. Okay, so here is the schedule of your studies. You have to study for like 11 months. Then there will be one exam, and you have to sit in that, and you have to get 80 marks. Then you will succeed to the next level. So prepare for the exam and do your best for this year. Do you think at the first day when you will go back to the home, you will do the homework and memorize and revise the thing with the same attitude, in spite of the fact it is the last day before the exam, and you know tomorrow is the exam, and you have to sit in the examination hall and you have to answer the people, and then you go to the home? Do you think, Fahil, the both feeling of understanding and reminding, and before one day teacher came to your class and say, prepare for your exam, there is an exam tomorrow, and you have to sit and you have to answer, now go and read. So do you think the both suggestion on the first day and on the last day affect you equally, or is there will be some difference?
There's a big difference.
Big difference. Why? Yeah, come on, say, come on, yeah.
Because if they tell you on the last day you're going to be cramming everything into your head and going over everything in like a big go, so the chances are of you not remembering anything are higher. Like you might not remember this detail, but if they tell you on the day that you're going to have a test on that day, then every day you would know that, okay, so I should revise what we did today, or I should go over my homework, or I should study what we learned today. Then you would have a better understanding of what you're learning, and then it would be easier for you on the last day, and you wouldn't be cramming everything in your head if you started maybe like 2 months before.
Very good example. Very good example. Sorry to interrupt you, Rija. Very good example. And just want to make sure that the Rija is telling you the example of whom? Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Sayyidina Umar, Sayyidina Ali, Sayyidina Zaid, Sayyidina Khadija, friends of Prophet, companions of Prophet, servant of Prophet, Zaid, wife of Prophet Khadija, they all start believing from the first day. And they have a different way of understanding of the religion. Why? Because what they did, as Ruja mentioned, they went back and revised that thing on very first day, consider it on very first day. So they didn't have any problem later on. But those who are lazy and not giving that much attention to the cause of Prophet, what they did for you, they actually accept in the end. Why? Because they know tomorrow is the exam. So at that day, when you know for you that tomorrow is the exam, everyone who is not reading a single page, they will open the copy and read all the night because they know tomorrow is the exam. This is the reason behind it. Understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Akram, do you have any question?
No, sir, I do not have any question.
Okay, very good. That means you understand all the thing, or that means you understand nothing? What?
I understood everything.
Very good. Very good, Akram. Just kidding. Okay, guys, I think for today we have to end this session. And inshallah, uh, we'll come back after 1 week with the next topic. And you know, all these topics are related to each other. And just analyze that what we are gaining in every session. There are hundreds of new things that we're understanding. So analyze them, verify them, talk about these things with your friends. So maybe you will realize that you have something new in your life. So until now, thank you very much for joining the session. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I'm tired.
Assalamu alaikum.